Hello there and welcome back again. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in into Power V's theme topics. And we like to focus here on women's feminine wellness and alternative that can connect you to a higher sense of wellness. So let's get started on today's topic. This topic is from Helloclue.com, and their article is based on seed cycling. It is a diet and exercise type of topic, and today we're just going to dig into it and see whether it works or not, and if you guys have tried it. So this is called seed cycling. She said, I tried it. This is Sarah Toller. She is a DNP science writer for Clue. And she put this out the past year on January 28th. And so she says, top things to know. Seed cycling is an alternative medicine practice believed to help regulate reproductive hormones. Evidence on seed cycling is non-existent, but the practice have been around for a long time. There's probably not much risk to trying seed cycling. I first heard of seed cycling from a friend of mine who works as a healthy living chef. According to her, seed cycling could regulate any hormonal imbalance. Intrigued, I set out to find some science behind seed cycling and potentially try it out myself. Plenty of people have been talking about seed cycling, and some pretty noble bloggers were publishing their own recipes using the seeds. Instagram seemed to be ground zero for health experts, quote unquote, promoting seed cycling to fix whatever hormonal alignment was afflicting you. Hormonal variations in estrogens and progesterone, as well as androgens, can influence the menstrual cycle and cause symptoms ranging from hair growth, acne, weight changes, infertility, and irregular cycles. Some people look to hormonal birth control to regulate these symptoms, but if you're trying to become pregnant or just looking to avoid taking hormonal birth control, your options can feel limited. Perhaps that's why seed cycling has been on the tip of everyone's lip over the past year or so. It's certainly not a new method. An alternative medicine practitioner, from herbalist to acupuncturist and naturopath, have long recommended it for a list of hormonal woes, including infertility and menopause. So I gave it a go, but first I dug a little deeper. So the question is, what is seed cycling? According to all the chatter online, seed cycling is a diet supplementation with 4 different seeds: pumpkin, flax, sesame, and sunflower. The seeds are eaten every day, raw and ground. Whole seeds won't break down completely in your gut, so grinding them enables your body to extract more nutrients from the seed. They can be eaten alone or added to other foods like smoothies and salad. The recommended regimen has 2 phases. Phase 1 of seed cycling is 1 tablespoon of raw ground pumpkin seeds and 1 tablespoon of raw ground flax seeds from day 1 of your period until the day before you ovulate. Phase 1 should be about 2 weeks for most people. And then phase 2 of seed cycling involves eating 1 tablespoon of raw ground sunflower seeds and 1 tablespoon of raw ground sesame seeds per day from the day of ovulation until the day before the first day of your period. Phase 2 should also last about 2 weeks for most people. Why supplement with seeds? These seeds contain specific vitamins, nutrients, and fatty acids that are believed to support hormonal function. Pumpkin and flax in phase 1 are thought to support the estrogen-dominant follicular phase when the ovaries increase estrogen levels in the body. Likewise, sunflower and sesame seeds supplementation in phase 2 are thought to support increase of progesterone in the luteal phase. Now, the question is there any science to support seed cycling? Belief and thought are both keywords when talking about seed cycling and its benefit. Seed cycling is generally considered alternative medicine, and there isn't much science on its risk, benefit, or efficiency. Most reports of seed cycling are anecdotal. However, there's probably little risk to ingesting seeds daily. In fact, there may be other health benefits to eating seeds, including increased dietary fiber and proteins. Since there haven't been any published studies on seed cycling specifically, I looked for data about the seed individually and their impacts on hormones. Even data on the seeds themselves was sparse. Here's what I found. Each of the seeds type utilized in seed cycling contains lignans, plant compounds that are believed to weakly mimic some of the effects of human estrogens. This is important because estrogens influence the menstrual cycle, which can in turn impact ovulation, fertility, and menopause. So, the flaxseed in the cycle. One small study of 18 people published in 1993 found that when people with cycles ate a traditional Western low-fiber omnivorous diet supplemented with flax, there were some interesting results. There were fewer anovulatory cycles. And the average luteal phase was longer, but cycle length was unchanged. No changes in estrogen levels were noted. This means that flax could possibly have an impact on fertility. Anovulatory cycles seems like normal cycles with normal periods, but ovulation doesn't actually occur. Ovulation occurs each month means more opportunities for the person to become pregnant, while a longer luteal may be more supportive of early pregnancy. Another small study found that when people in menopause added flaxseed to their diet, the concentration of estrogen in their blood decreased. This is an interesting finding since estrogen might be linked with the incidence of breast cancer in postmenopausal women. Pumpkin seeds in the cycle. In addition to containing lignans, pumpkin seeds are high in zinc, providing 15% of the recommended dietary allowance (RDA) per ounce. Some cases reports associate zincs with decrease in menstrual cramp. It's believed that menstrual cramps are caused by excess prostaglandins, and zinc is thought to decrease the metabolism of prostaglandins. Sunflower seeds in the cycle. Now, sunflower seeds are high in vitamin E12. The findings of one study supported the idea that vitamin E supplementation might increase progesterone, the hormone that helps maintain early pregnancy in women who were unable to conceive. Now, this result of the study can't be isolated to just vitamin E, though, because there were other ingredients in the supplements. And while there was a small difference in the progesterone levels, it wasn't considered statistically significant. A review of the role of vitamin E in female reproductive health suggested vitamin E is an antioxidant critical to promoting fertility. In 1972, a study was published on vitamin E and its similarity to estrogen and progesterone, the hormones that impact the menstrual cycle in rats. This paper cited references that corroborated the hormone-like effect of vitamin E dating back to as far as 1929. Now, sesame seeds in the cycle. One small study of the postmenopausal women who consumed sesame seed powder found that eating the seed increased levels of one form of vitamin E circulating throughout the body. Seed consumption didn't increase estrogen, but it decreased the type of androgen and increased sex hormone binding globulin, which is SHBG. It's worth noting that the increase were minor and not statistically significant. Theoretically, this might reduce health risks for some people during menopause, including cardiovascular disease and cancer risks, but the research findings are mixed, even contradictory, as well as not well understood. So what I'm reading so far is like they've been half-assed in the study just because like each topic of the seeds, it seems like they're studying it, but like this one says it just was a small group, so they haven't even like did big research on it, and like they're just half-assed the studies and give you like a certain type of like conclusion. So I'm just like, okay, I'm not really impressed with this, with just the digging deep. If this is a deep dive of digging, if this is not really sufficient, you know. So it says how to seed cycle, but we can move on. How to seed cycle. To put it bluntly, these studies are small and far from conclusive. Without any conceiving evidence, I didn't feel especially compelled to try seed cycling, but in the interest of research, I ordered 4 bags of seeds and decided to try it for 1 month. Overall, I spent about $40 for what seemed to be about 4 months of seeds in their organic, raw form. Most of the health and wellness guru online say it takes 3 to 4 months to see the real benefits of seed cycling. I followed these steps. Grind 1 week worth of pumpkin and flaxseed. Store sealed in the fridge to maintain freshness. Consume 2 tablespoons of seeds each day. I put mine in smoothies on top of salads, pastas, and just about everything I ate. Repeat after 1 week. Switch seeds the first day of menstruation. Switch seed this day of ovulation. So it technically sounds like she kind of half-assed this study too, because she tried it for herself. But instead of just taking it, because I feel like it would work if you do it on an empty stomach. Like as soon as you wake up and you do it on an empty stomach and before you go to sleep, those type of techniques work quicker. But it seemed like she was just trying to throw it on all her foods and stuff, like pasta. Like what the hell? She said she did it in her smoothies, her salads, and her pasta. So it just didn't sound like this was a good way of trying to open us up to seed cycling. But she did go on to say, how can you tell when you ovulate? So she gives a few tips. She said she had a few friends try seed cycling as well. And the biggest hiccup seems to be that not everyone can tell when they are ovulating. There are a few ways to determine when you're ovulating, but if you're using hormonal contraception, these won't apply. So that is true. And seed cycling really won't do much for you since you are already taking hormones. So the way that you can tell your ovulation, she said, is cervical mucus. You can monitor your cervical mucus using the billing ovulation method. This method works by observing the wetness of your vulva every day. When you ovulate, your cervical mucus will be wet, slippery, and similar to raw egg whites. Or you can use a period tracking device. You can use Clue to track your cycles and pinpoint when you're likely to ovulate. You can enable a notification to let you know when it's ovulation day. Me, I know when my ovulation, but I do actually have an app that tracks my period as well. Or you can do an over-the-counter test, and you can buy an over-the-counter ovulation test that measures your LH, the hormones that surges before you ovulate, which is pretty cool. But save your money and just do it by the app. Does the cycling work? She said she did not. She did notice a few changes during her 28 days of seed cycling. She usually experienced both painful ovulation. Oh fuck, that's horrible. And painful menstrual cramps. The month she tried seed cycling, her ovulation pain was basically eliminated, and she did notice some reduction in period cramping. She didn't notice any changes in mood or bleeding volume or length. The reduction in pain was a tangible benefit, but at the end of the month, she didn't continue with seed cycling because she just became tired of eating the seeds. Interesting. While there's no real data to support seed cycling, as long as you have no allergies to seeds and can afford to purchase them, there aren't any serious risks of including seeds in your daily diet. Variations across the menstrual cycle can be normal, yet some changes may indicate an underlying issue that medical care could help resolve. So if you experience any symptoms of like PCOS, irregular bleeding, painful periods, infertilities, or irregular periods, it's worth getting checked out by your healthcare provider. Or you can use your Clue to track your symptoms, or you can just research alternative like vagina steaming, like the things that we offer from Power V Steam. We have herbs to help regulate your hormones. We have the practice of vagina steaming. And yeah, but honestly, me reading this, I can see that she probably was seeing a little bit of like a little percentage of a shift, but she didn't continue the following month to see if it was a full benefit towards her body. I did love to hear that what it did for her pain, because that does suck to hear that a woman is having painful ovulation. But just to end this topic, guys, I want to say thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to sharing more with you. With love always, Power V Steam.